Gentlemen and female gentlemen, triangles and quadrilaterals of all ages, it is time to jump into the Book of Bill lore. A lot of people have been asking me to do the lore for the Book of Bill. You all know I'm a big fan of Gravity Falls in general. You know that I already did a Bill deep dive, but let's actually solve the Book of Bill. So Film Theory just dropped, I solved the Book of Bill. The Gravity Falls Legendary Book of Bill sequel. This is going to be the #1 on trending on YouTube, the magnum opus of Gravity Fall videos until we get some sort of announcement. So here we go, baby. We are doing the deep dive, the 100% blind reaction into the Book of Bill. As you know, Bill Cipher, one of my favorite fictional antagonists of all time, and also one of the sexiest. So, it's time for some non-Euclidean sex jelly too. Electric sex boogaloo, as my Chad put it. So let's see what we got.
Hello, Internet. This time, you're on your own.
Actually, no. No, you're not.
Oh! The new host versus the old host? You see, you know what I like about the new host? Look at this guy. Tell me this isn't the type of guy that watched porn before. See, Matt Pat never watched porn. This guy, I'm just saying.
Hello, Internet. Welcome to Film Theory, where that some sunny day is finally here.
Let's go.
Yeah, you know what that means. The one-eyed triangular 2D demon, Bill Cipher, has returned.
Hey, he's only 2D sometimes. If he steals your flesh and maintains a corporeal form, he gets 3 dimensions. So that's pretty racist, okay? And we don't accept racism on this channel unless it comes directly from me, okay? I am the only one allowed to be racist in Nuxanor videos. Let's settle this.
To wreak havoc on the world of Gravity Falls.
All right.
Well, sort of. If you don't know, Gravity Falls was an animated series on Disney XD
Disney killed my boy!
created by mystery mastermind and theorist champ Alex Hirsch. The show's about twins Dipper and Mabel Pines, who spent summer vacation with their grunkle Stan in the small town of Gravity Falls, Oregon. Here, they encounter all sorts of mysteries and codes and cryptids.
True. And we recently did a whole fucking deep dive on the Gravity Falls iceberg. It's on Nuxanor right now. We just did that deep dive. Literally did that in anticipation for the eventual Film Theory drop. That is literally why I did it, because I was waiting for Film Theory to drop their shit on this, because I knew they were bound to do one. So here we go. Here was my actual deep dive into the Gravity Falls iceberg. So I am so ready for this.
Gnomes that kidnap kids and
Based Mr. Beast employees. Average Mr. Beast employees. These were the gnomes that were working for Mr. Beast all along.
killer animatronics before.
All right. We got the FNAF fans. They're all here. We got the Mr. Beast fans. We got the FNAF fans. Bro, Gravity Falls was ahead of its time.
They were cool. But most importantly, they helped defeat Bill Cipher, a demon from the second dimension with godlike powers who was hellbent on conquering the world.
Based. He wasn't trying to conquer the world, okay? In defense of my boy Bill, the GOAT, the absolute mad lad, in defense of my boy, he wasn't trying to conquer the world. What he was simply trying to do, okay, and I mean this with love, was to free and liberate the world, okay? He wanted to liberate everyone, all right? All of us are slaves to an authoritarian presence, slaves to rules, to commandments, and you see Bill Cipher, he's not cringe like that, okay? Bill Cipher is much more based, because you see, Bill Cipher, he wanted to free us to a party that never ends, to a world that never dies. We will no longer be slaves to things like sanity, okay? To quote my man Bill Cipher, it's funny how dumb you are.
This show was built from the ground up for theorizing, something Matt pointed out multiple times throughout his theories and why I've been so excited to cover it.
All right, let's go.
Along with FNAF and the MCU, Gravity Falls was one of the shows that really drove an entire generation of theorists. So when Disney and
Really? FNAF and the MCU? That's like where he's putting this? See, that's sad to me, because I think FNAF is mid, and MCU is mid, and Gravity Falls is peak, alright? So, I ain't gonna be that guy, but I think Gravity Falls fucking blows that shit out of the water, alright? Now, don't get me wrong, FNAF lore is kind of crazy, and Marvel comic lore is kind of crazy. I've recently been doing a deep dive into that as well. But damn.
Announced the Book of Bill, a new addition to the Gravity Falls canon written by Alex Hirsch himself.
Right.
I couldn't wait to get my grubby little theorist hands on it.
Damn.
Excuse me. The spirit of Grunkle Stan just kind of possessed me there. See, unlike a lot of other shows from
Attention! Adventure Time, my beloved! My beloved, don't you dare spoil Adventure Time for me. I have been literally flying blind, okay? I've been so good about not getting spoiled at Adventure Time.
The same period like Adventure Time or Steven Universe.
Dude, this was like such a crazy fucking era. Like, think back to this era. God, we get slop now.
There wasn't a lot of Gravity Falls. It got in, told its story in 2 seasons, and then ended. People desperately wanted more of it, which is why people are so hyped for this book. It's promised to show us more of this world and its characters, and let me tell you friends, this thing is dense. We learn so much about this world, about its history and lore, secrets about each of our main characters, and about Bill himself.
Bro, fuck yeah! I'm so here for this. I am so here for this. God damn!
And that's without cracking any of the mysteries and codes inside. You guys have been asking
because reality is an illusion, the universe is a hologram, buy gold!
Us to cover this book for weeks at this point, and believe me, we've heard you. We've been working on this in the background and wanted to make sure we approached it right. And just to be upfront here, friends, there's a lot here.
Alright, let's do it! The lore dive, baby, into the Book of Bill.
Much in this book, in the surrounding media, and ARG that there's no way this won't be at least 2 episodes. So today, for this theory, we're just going to be looking at the contents of the Book of Bill itself and what it tells us about the future of this franchise. But don't you worry, it tells us a lot about the future of Gravity Falls.
Let's go. This party never stops. Time is dead and has no meaning. Existence is upside down and I reign supreme. So subscribe for more fucking chaos.
The main thing? Well, it's spelled out clearly in this book in bold, underlined letters, but Bill Cipher is alive.
Dude, I love Bill Cipher. I'm so happy he's back.
He survived the events of Weirdmageddon, and that might mean the doom of the entire multiverse.
It's okay. The multiverse was kind of cringe. Reality is slavery. Okay, get us out of here. Get us out of here, Bill. Free us, bro.
But well, someone's looking out for us. Shake my hand, friends. It's time to get weird. So
Bro, stay weird, fam, is literally my thing.
Probably the first thing we should mention about the Book of Bill is that it canonically originates within the Gravity Falls universe, like the literal physical book itself. It's a tool that Bill uses to psychically link with the reader, and it haunted Ford over in Gravity Falls until he got sick of it and threw it into a dimensional rift left behind by Weirdmageddon.
Okay, alright, that's already a big twist. Wait, so technically, our existence, are we existing in a different universe than the Gravity Falls universe? That's why we don't have cryptids and shit. In our universe, there just aren't cryptids, at least not that we know of. And in the Gravity Falls universe, there are. And this book somehow was discarded by Ford in the Gravity Falls universe and made its way to our world. Bro, this is actually becoming an augmented reality franchise. This is how you add a twist to a multiverse concept. That concept's been done to death, so this is really dope.
It then ended up in our world, where the reader finds it and is offered a deal by Bill Cipher.
And it's like, if you write someone's name within the Book of Bill, in 40 seconds they will die of a heart attack unless you specify a cause of death. Oh no, is that a different, more based book?
So just want to say, in the lore and story of this world, Alex Hirsch must have found this book first, and that confirms our previous theory during Matt's retirement party that he was possessed by Bill Cipher.
Holy shit. Alex Hirsch was possessed by Bill Cipher in the canon. Oh my fucking god, that's crazy. It's crazy that they made that the actual canon.
The author blurb on the back of the book sleeve reads, "Hi friends, I'm Alex Hirsch, creator
oh my god!
of Gravity Town, and I'm definitely not possessed by a demon right now." And on it goes. Alex then assures us that he's definitely fine and is not calling.
Oh god, he's fine, I'm fine. Help me. Oh! Dude, the Book of Bill is so fucking fire. This is crazy. I'm already so fucking hooked. Okay.
Out for help. He thinks
This is me. This is Lord Nuxanor. I will consume all lore. All lore. I'm so happy we're doing Gravity Falls right now.
Author doth protest too much. Regardless, the book is in our world now, and it's literally infecting other books.
Wait, what is that? It infects other books?
Dude,
look at this scene. Bro! That is the coolest way to introduce a book. That it becomes like splatter into other books. Holy shit. What a crazy release idea.
Regardless, the book is in our world now, and it's literally infecting other books.
Bro,
While also,
here I thought the wildest shit I've seen in a Barnes & Nobles lately was the okay, hear me out, monster fucker section. See, here I thought that was the weird part. Bro, dude. Bro, dude. Bro, dude. That's crazy. See, here, this is what I expected. Maybe this was all Bill Cipher. Maybe Bill Cipher added the okay, hear me out, monster fucker section where you have like the women and the giant fucking monsters that they're having sex with. Maybe this is what Bill Cipher was doing. But goddamn.
Summoning Bill to broker an agreement with us, let's say. Yeah, he offers us a deal. He'll tell us all about his backstory, but in exchange, we'll owe him a favor somewhere down the road.
Woo! Deal. Deal! Maybe he'll give me a head that's always screaming.
It's at this point that we're given a choice to say yes or no, and man, I got excited. I thought this was gonna be one of those awesome sort of choose-your-own-adventure books, so naturally, as someone aware of Bill's shenanigans, I said no and flipped to the page it specified, and, well, there was some very small text upside down on the top of the page. It basically told me that not shaking Bill's hand meant that I was going to live out the rest of my life in the most boring way possible.
See, I am so with him. I am so Team Bill here. You guys are literally such haters. People in my chat not wanting to shake his hand, you fucking cowards. You cowards! Guys, think about it. Do you want to live an existence where you're just going to sit at home, you're going to open the news, you're going to hear about a new war that broke out somewhere in the world that America is somehow fucking involved in but not really doing much about, and then you're going to flip to the next page and you're going to see two idiots fighting over the presidency, then you're going to flip to the next page and you're going to see all the fucking disasters that go on in the world that no one's actually really caring about? Like, is that really what you want? Or a life of chaos? The epicenter of chaos, which is the Nuxanor channel. You should definitely subscribe. That's what it's all about. We laugh at the idiots. We make fun of the morons. We don't believe in stupidity like authority.
As a middle manager at a mustard factory in Idaho with 4 children, Gervis, Horvin, Borley, and Smunt.
Yeah. Whoever named these kids those names needs to get fucking shot in the back of the head behind a bar.
Poor Smunt. On the real, I am absolutely the sort of person that would name like a cat Smunt, and I apologize to my future cat because, well, your name is Smunt.
Okay, so the worst name of all time in the history of time ever to be created is not in fact Smunt. Would you be surprised if I told you that I know somebody whose last name is Lester? And his first name is Mo. I swear to God, I'm not making this up. I actually know this person. And he introduces himself as, "Hi, my name is Mo Lester." And it's the worst fucking thing in the universe. So, Smunt is lucky is what I'm saying.
Okay, so it really seems like if we want all of the new, juicy lore in this book, we need to agree to Bill's terms. And hey, well, I've sold my soul for less. We agreed to this deal.
Based! He's not the only one, baby! He's not the only one! Listen, I sell my soul for the sake of comedy every day of the week. It is a glorious sale. The world is too boring. It's not nearly exciting enough for me to not do that shit.
And, whoa! In one of the coolest bits of meta storytelling I've ever seen in this sort of product, Bill starts laughing maniacally and literally rips his way through the book into our reality.
Bro, I need to buy this fucking book. I need to buy this book! I didn't know it was this based.
Honestly, it's really slick stuff, and a bit terrifying, and though you might expect Bill to immediately kill us here and move on...
Why would he do that? That is so boring. Why would he kill us? See, you have to think like a chaos demon. I've been doing that for my entire YouTube career. But you have to think like a chaos demon. Why would Bill do that? Bill loves us. Bill's our friend. Well, as long as we're also chaotic pieces of shit.
Nah, he doesn't. He actually keeps up his end of the bargain.
Of course he does. See, demons honor contracts because without your word, you are nothing. You are only what your word is. And demons get that. Demons are way more trustworthy than politicians. See, on my human rights tier list, as I have, as you know, in S tier, of course, we have children. We must protect the human rights of children. A tier is just normal people. In B tier, you have influencers, all right? Slightly less important, slightly less worthy of human rights than anything above them. So that's B tier. Demons are also in B tier. Okay, I believe that demons deserve rights as well and should not constantly be treated as lesser creatures. Same with tentacle monsters. So tentacle monsters, influencers, and demons all in B tier together. Then in C tier, you have politicians. And then in D tier, you have game journalists.
Then some. As you can imagine, diving into the Book of Bill has taken a ton of my time.
Right.
Time that I only have thanks to the sponsor for today's episode, Incogni.
Yeah!
How many times has this happened?
Why does Incogni give you time?
You sign up for a store's loyalty program or a free newsletter, and all of a sudden your
Not me. I've never signed up to any of that shit.
phone is bombarded with a bunch of spam.
I don't sign up to shit. Get out of here. I don't sign up to anything. Signing up, giving them your info. What is this? Signing up to something? That's adorable.
Actually partnered with Incogni before, and I personally used the service. The last time I checked in with them in May, they'd saved me 86 hours by doing all of this work for me. But checking in again now, just real dimension, well, personal L enters the episode and becomes.
All right. Anyway, this is why you never sign up to anything. You never commit to shit. See, this has been the Nuxanor lifeline. Never commit. Commitment is death. It is another form of order, all right? Embrace chaos, goddammit.
Super varied, bouncing between sections.
You only commit to shit that is your priority. You don't commit to random garbage that's not important. You know what you commit to? If you have a child, you're committed to protect your child. If you have a partner, a spouse, you commit to protect them, to give your life to them. That's commitment shit. I don't commit to anything else.
That look like magazines, Q&As with Bill about the concept of love, a how
Yeah, because fucking chaos demons understand love.
to guide on how to get into heaven. It's mysteriously left blank, so immediately you
How do you get into heaven? And Bill's like, I actually have no idea.
get what Bill thinks
Never been.
about that idea. There are tons of
Oh, interesting. He thinks it's because Bill says that heaven doesn't exist. I think it's because Bill's never been to heaven, so how does he know? I think that's more likely.
hidden codes that you'll need to decide.
Your world is controlled by dark invisible forces that need to operate in the shadows to maintain their power. True, like, Jews. That was a joke! That was a joke! Guys, that was a joke! All right, let's keep going. To communicate, they hide their secrets out in the open, written in a special way, Hebrew, to only those in the know how to read. Guys! That was a joke. My comedy will be my undoing. Fine print, terms of service, music and theme parks, subliminal messages and commercials. You're surrounded by codes, not in this book, however. Sorry, Mr. Nosy! Listen, who do we know for their noses? Let's be honest. I'm a straight shooter. None of the double talk for me. You can ditch the red yarn. Yeah, all right. All right. I have no idea what he's referring to, honestly. Like, I'm just trying to think out the top of my head. I can't think of a single thing.
Cipher if you want the whole story, and there's even just straight up excerpts ripped from a book called The
Bro, that's so fucking awesome.
Great Gatsby. This was a novel by F. Scott Fitzgerald that everybody had to read in like the 7th grade, which
True. Everyone had to read it, and then no one read it, and then one guy read it, and then everyone asked that guy what it was about, and then everyone wrote the reports based on how that guy described it.
just entered the public domain a couple of years ago, so hey, why not? It's still weird, but why not? But a couple of my favorite sections? Well, first off, there's a whole section talking about urban
Slender Man. Yo, that's crazy, because we actually talked about on the Gravity Falls iceberg how Slender Man is actually canon in the Gravity Falls universe. Trusted a triangle.
legends and cryptids that look like they're ripped straight out of some analog horror here on YouTube. There's Slender Man, who lies
Oh, it's Slender Man. I'm so dyslexic. Found in hollowed out telephone poles. Hollowed out telephone poles? This gossipy beanpole started the rumor that Bill Cipher practices his entrances for hours before he's summoned. Lies. I always improvise my intros. I'm going to sue his long, weird arms off as soon as I can get a hold of my lawyer. Slender Man! Ain't no way! That's fucking awesome.
about people. Guillermo del Torso, who has a passion for cinema and has written a script for National Treasure 4. The Off Model, which is a monster that looks like bootleg IP and would just like legitimately be a good monster for this sort
Dripper Pines.
of analog horror. Can we make that? And the Mirror Dimension that contains monsters like Bloody Mary, Dysmorphio, and David Lynch. Yeah.
Sure.
Yes, as in film director David Lynch.
Makes sense to me. I mean, look at that guy. Look at that guy. Look how long his head is. Is that... That looks like the type of guy that would live in a mirror dimension.
I am losing my gosh dang mind because this is hilarious and exactly the sort of humor just made for me. Then there's a whole section about the concept of morality, which Bill believes is 100% flexible.
Damn. Let's fucking go. Bill! Bill! See, I don't think so. I don't think morality is flexible. I think their morality is a constant. Yeah, morality is a constant. Now, I think the constant is different for different people, but I think it's a constant. I know. Bit of a mindfuck right there.
And that karma is a scam. He's
so right! I've literally always said that. Dude, karma, what people call karma is just people literally setting themselves up to fail. Like Logan Paul getting sued, that's not karma. That's Logan Paul being a fucking piece of shit. And it caught up to him. That is not karma. Karma is a scam.
Immediately hit in the eye by a paper airplane after he says that, so I mean, you be the
coincidence. Literally a coincidence.
Judge of whether or not he's right. That's funny, but the whole reason that I'm pointing this out is that he gives us, the reader, a moral test here. On this page, he's imprisoned an elf named Scrimbles.
Immediately, I am so against racial imprisonment. YouTube, could we please put my videos back in the algorithm? I literally just said I'm anti-slavery. YouTube. Promote my shit.
With bones made of glass. If we turn the page and continue on our journey to learn all about the new lore, we'll crush Scrimbles and he'll die. That's hilariously dark and, well, I mean, sorry, Scrimbles.
Ah! You killed Scrimbles! Oh my god, this is why I download the PDF. That's why you use the PDF! Oh god, another reason why piracy is based, ladies and gentlemen. No Scrimbles hurt through piracy, alright? Screw all this shit. You pirate, yo-ho! Okay.
There's lore to uncover. Forgive me.
Yeah, honestly, there's some things that are more important than Scrimbles anyway. Listen, as anti-racism as I am, lore is just more important sometimes.
We also get some new lore about the Pines family. There's a whole section dedicated to the missing pages of Journal 3 and Ford's earliest interactions with Bill, and another where Bill talks about the dreams of many of the main characters, including Dipper. Bill explains that Dipper has a recurring nightmare about overhearing a fight between his parents that he wasn't supposed to hear, before wondering why Dipper and Mabel got sent to Gravity Falls for the summer on such short notice.
Oh my fucking god. The reason why they were in Gravity Falls is because their parents were getting divorced? That's so sad. No.
Yeah, that's pretty dark, implying that this whole series only exists because their marriage was falling apart, and the parents needed Dipper and Mabel out of the house while they worked out what to do. Ouch, that one hits right in the feels.
Bro.
Okay, that was a lot of the fun, if weird and dark stuff here in the book. What's the real meat?
You see, the thing is, killing one Scrimble, that's a tragedy. Killing 1,000 Scrimbles, it's just a statistic. So what I'm saying is, if we start committing mass Scrimble genocide...
Eating potatoes.
I'm not going to finish that thought.
Though. Where's the real...
Eating potatoes? Did he just use another Nux catchphrase and 2 Nux catchphrases in one video?
Lore. Well, again, true to his word, Bill tells us exactly where he comes from. Bill explains that he's from a world called Euclidia, where no one... could comprehend the third dimension, but he was born with a mutation that lets him see into the third dimension.
It's so funny that he calls it Euclidia, because so obviously Euclidia is it's a type of geometry, is Euclidean geometry, and he's literally a fucking triangle, so that's fucking hilarious. But also, I think it's probably a reference to Lovecraft. As you know, I, Lord Nuxanor, am a consumer of all lore, alright? We've already been through so much lore on this lore traveling. I will consume lore until I retire. All right? And I'm not going to lie. A major Lovecraftian theme is that Euclidean geometry is like an alternate dimension. It's an incomprehensible magicness or whatever. So it is kind of funny because Bill Cipher sort of definitely does hit that Lovecraftian vibe of an entity that exists in a reality that isn't our own, that due to actions in our physical reality, we can manifest him in this world. Like Cthulhu, the most famous of the Lovecraftian mythos, is a priest. His entire job is to cause as many blood sacrifices in a certain place as possible and use those blood sacrifices to give himself a physical form in this world. Like that's literally his whole fucking shtick. And it is kind of funny that Bill Cipher is Lovecraftian in his horror and also lives in this Euclidia world. Like, I think that's more than just a coincidence.
This was apparently cursed and forbidden knowledge. Bill claims that talking about the third dimension was illegal in his world.
Rules? Rules? Dude, Bill is so based. Fuck that. Fuck these rules. Wherever you go, there's more rules, more order. God, sprinkle some chaos on my sandwich. God damn.
Despite this, Bill still wanted to share the truth with the rest of his people, but, well, we're not sure what happened, and neither is Bill. He says that he heard a loud buzzing and that he blacked out, and that he still does whenever he thinks about this, but when he came to, no one was alive in his universe.
What the fuck? He accidentally xenocided his whole fucking species by wanting to tell them about the third dimension? Oh my god.
Except for him. He killed them all. Now, in this...
Bro. Dude, Bill, honestly, it's not too late. You just make a YouTube apology. You sit back in your gamer chair and you say, listen, I was playing PUBG, I was on the bridge, and I was just really upset at that guy. You know? Continuous and severe lapse in judgment. I did an oopsie.
This very explanation, Bill says that he's not some misunderstood character that can be humanized by a tragic backstory, but...
I completely disagree. I don't think he's a tragic character, but I do think that he is humanized.
I'm not so sure about that. Like, don't...
That's right. It's me and the Scrimble Killer over here on the same page.
Get me wrong, Bill is a bad guy, and
I completely disagree. Bill is unfathomably based. You just don't comprehend the freeing world. A freeing world of weirdmageddon. A party that never ends. A chaotic world. Okay, I'm gonna get fucking canceled by idiots that think I'm being completely serious. It's like when I said that the chaos ending is the best ending in Elden Ring, and people on Twitter started a whole witch hunt saying that I'm a fucking monster because of that.
Full person and definitely a villain, but I'm not so sure.
He's an antagonist. He's not a villain. He's so based. He was literally trapped in an alternate dimension for a trillion years. Bro just wanted to come out and party and free the world from their shackles as well. Based Bill, get Eddie.
He ended up that way.
We saw his baby pics.
All on his own. At the beginning of this section, we see Bill bursting through a wall behind a TV with a strange symbol on it. Well, this is actually from the cover of a story called Flatland, written by Edwin Abbott.
Damn. I mean, that kind of fits because he's from Flatland, right? A two-dimensional world.
In Flatland, a two-dimensional square is visited by a three-dimensional sphere who teaches him to look outside of his perspective. And once the square learns about the third dimension, he tries to convince his fellow 2D shapes, but is jailed for what is considered madness.
Yeah. Is madness really madness? Such a great analogy, honestly. Because madness is not really madness. What people call madness is just, here is the question. Do people go mad and then start hearing voices, or do they hear voices and that's what drives them mad?
Perhaps something...
It's the first one. That's the answer. The answer is the first one.
Similar happened here with Bill, with some multi-dimensional being enlightening Bill and sending him down his villainous path. Regardless, the result is the same.
Not villainous path, okay? He's trying to enlighten everyone. He's trying to show us a new perspective. We are living a perspective where all of our actions are being controlled by the shadow government, God damn it. He's trying to free us from this prison that we all find ourselves in. The prison of social anxiety, guys. What's going on here? There are so many different social anxiety situations that dictates how we live and how we act. He's freeing us from shame, locking us into a possession. Yeah, I shook Bill's hand. How do you know, Chet?
Bill ended up killing everyone in Euclidia and moved on to a new universe. From here, Bill found himself in the Nightmare Dimension, where he formed a band of ne'er-do-wells called the hench maniacs to help him get up
God, I love these guys.
to all sorts of shenanigans. We actually know most of these characters from the actual show. For a trillion years, they robbed banks together, crashed planets together to make...
Bro, they were homies! They were the original Borderlands!
Make them kiss, conquered dynasties, and
Holy
even
shit.
recorded a Christmas album.
Very based. Very cool. Love that.
But not all good things can last. Eventually, the Nightmare Realm came apart at the seams as entropy caught up with the universe and destroyed it. Bill then ended up in the series from the universe and was drawn to the area that would someday become Gravity Falls, where he met a
Damn.
shaman who created the prophecy of the 10 cosmic symbols from the series and banished Bill from the area. From here, Bill traveled the world and encountered different societies.
Bro, look at this guy. Look at this guy going around.
The Aztecs and the Egyptians and the indigenous people of Easter Island.
Dude, that's so fucking hilarious. Oh my god, he's literally self-inserting everywhere. Bro, people think that my thumbnails with Jaden animations are cringe. Holy shit. Bro, the way Bill just self-inserts into different parts of history, that's way too good.
He also explains that Atlantis was real and apparently existed around the time of King Henry VIII. Seems like a major lore drop there, and I really want to know the implications of the whole world just like forgetting Atlantis was a thing.
What do you mean forgetting? It's New Zealand. We've done Team Fortress 2 lore. We understand.
Where it was and how it sank. Fast forwarding past the events of Gravity Falls and Weirdmageddon, it's revealed that Bill did in fact survive being erased along with Stan's memories.
Yeah!
He made a deal with the great Axolotl, who promised to let Bill live if he could overcome his greatest trial. The most dangerous thing Bill could possibly face.
Oh my god, this is the part that I was spoiled, that I actually hear. AXOLOTL, my time has come to burn. I invoke the ancient power that I may return. Bro, fuck, I love this guy. Yeah, doesn't he put him in therapy?
Therapy.
Yeah. And the axolotl is like, okay, all right, bro. If you could survive therapy, I will let you return.
Yeah, really, the axolotl sends Bill to a dimension outside of time called the Theraprism, where he has to make up for all of his cosmic crimes.
Awesome.
What goes around, comes around, huh?
Is that karma, or?
Regardless, this book is actually a project that Bill is working on while in therapy, and he smuggled it out of the Theraprism and—
Because the funniest thing is, instead of just actually doing therapy, he's trying to find a reach around, an excuse to break out, a way to leave therapy without actually fixing himself. Dude, he's so based. Bill thinks he's Nux for real, true.
and into our reality against the rules of the institution. But Bill signs off the book by promising that someday he will get out. Someone will let him out, and we might have an idea just to who that is.
Me. I'll let you out.
At the very, very end of the book, I'm talking like the last couple pages, we see a picture of the Bill Cipher statue in the woods from the end of the series. However,
yeah, because maybe someone shook his hand.
if we turn the page, we see that same statue again, but its eye has started glowing. Why would the statue suddenly come to life here?
Because someone shook its hand, baby.
Well, zoom in and look at his hand. A bird is perching on it. Has this bird shaken Bill's hand and unwittingly agreed to become
shot!
his new host just by looking for a place to land? Maybe, yeah. In the days leading up to the Book of Bill's release, a Twitter account called the Oregon Parks Department opened as a viral marketing campaign and included pictures of a bird known as the Western Meadowlark.
Oh my god, they actually are fucking cooking up this ARG story.
Look at this thing. This is a real bird that is the spitting image of Bill Cipher.
The spitting image? I mean, it's yellow, but...
Yellow chest even has a little black top hat shape at the top. This little birdie might have just given Bill Cipher the wings he needed to fly out of the Theraprism and back into the world of Gravity Falls once again. So yeah, that's the story of the Book of Bill, and a small hint to where things might be going, but that's just the topmost layer. We've already touched on a few of them, but this book is packed with additional secrets hidden if you read between the lines, and codes to crack that let us know so much more about this world. For instance,
bro, I'm so fucking here for it. I'm so happy we're doing the Book of Bill lore dive.
Since the Book of Bill confirms that there's a Gravity Fall multiverse in play here.
There's always a multiverse. No! Scrimbles is dead! You were doing that guy a favor. Once you get to one book elf, there's more. Eating all your commas, drinking your page gloss. All right,
parallel
for the greater good is what he's saying.
Dimensions section, Bill points out just how improbable it was that Dipper and Mabel survived all of the events of the show without getting erased, drowned, frozen, or dismembered. But that's only because we're in the only timeline where that didn't happen.
Oh my god. Because if you exist, if there's a multiverse, then there's any possibility becomes a reality in at least one dimension. So, despite it's super duper fucking unlikely that they would survive all of this shit, but we're watching the one multiverse where they did this was by the way, for those of you keeping up with YouTube drama lore, this was Dream's excuse for cheating in Minecraft. Yes, his odds were 1 in 7 trillion, but he said, but it had to happen to somebody. That was literally his excuse. But, yeah, holy shit.
Yeah, in basically every other one, Dipper and Mabel die horrible deaths at the hands of all the freaky stuff from the series. What's more, the entirety of this multiverse is actually contained within a Pokemon card. Like,
this is canon? The multiverse, 50 HP, Big Bang. Oh my god.
Literally a Pokemon card in the backpack of an unfathomable being outside of time named Dennis.
Oh my god, how is this canon? This is like the Men in Black shit that like you look into. Yeah, you know the Men in Black episode where the inside a locker is an entire universe, and you know they keep talking about how like it's so crazy that despite the fact that like they have a whole universe and they're just in a locker, and then at the very end of that Men in Black movie, is like, what do you mean? Why is that weird? And then they open like a door and they are just a locker to a bigger universe, right? Like that whole thing. Not a locker, was a marble. No, the galaxy was a marble. There was a locker with whatever. You get my point.
Considering that our universe is part of this Gravity Falls multiverse, that means that we too are part of this Pokemon card. And it's not even Shadow.
Or we are the Dennises of the world. Maybe this Pokemon card isn't... Okay, maybe not.
That's tragic. Oh, and speaking of, on this page explaining the Pokemon card multiverse, if you look closely, you'll see a series of symbols running down the side of the card.
Oh,
this is obviously a cipher, and when you decode it, it reads, "Warning, folding this card may result in crossovers."
Oh my god. There is so much shit in this book.
That, in and of itself, is a fun nod to the amount of multiversal crossovers we've gotten in
that's really good. I like that.
the past few years, but there's actually a lot of crossovers hidden in this very...
Wait, what was the crossover here? Alright, so this one we know, but what was the crossover here? This is Invincible. Invincible had a crossover? Alright, so this one I knew about. This is the Amphibia stuff.
we've gotten in the past few years, but there's actually...
Wait, what is this episode? There's a Bill Cipher in Rick and Morty there? I didn't even know that. And I watched Rick and... Oh, Fortnite. Okay, Invincible crossed over with Fortnite. All right, you got all the different Spider-Mans. All right, you got the Batman crossover with the Flash and the new Flash movie. All right, you get Simpsons, Owl House. God.
Actually a lot of crossovers hidden in this very book that create a really wide Disney cartoon cinematic universe. For instance, a Titan skull from the Owl House, another series that Alex
The Owl House, also a goated show.
Hirsch worked on, can be found in this section about the Dark Ages.
No shot. No shot. Hootie is here, guys! Look, it's Hootie! Hootie is in the Book of Bill!
Well, there's another...
Angstrom Levy can access the multiverse. Yes, I am aware. However, that is the multiverse only within the world of Invincible. That's not necessarily a crossover.
A rune cipher in that same section that translates to Titan blood. Later on, the Core's helmet from Amphibia can be seen in the Theraprism alongside Bill.
Dude,
and
crazy.
Finally, early on in the Bill Tells All section, Bill is asked if he's the biological father of Phineas from Phineas and Ferb.
Oh my god.
Before ending the interview, Phineas's triangle head suddenly makes a lot more sense.
Ah! Ain't no fucking way they went this far.
Doesn't it? Regardless, all of this alongside Matt's previous theory that Rick and Morty also takes place in this same multiverse really means that there's a giant web of animation that's all connected here. Might just need to do a theory about that sometime, huh?
Yeah, holy shit. See, this is actually awesome.
Now, a lot of the hidden codes and mysteries in here are fun, like this Pokemon card connection, but others, well, not so much. Some of them are crazy complicated and hint at a darker story for Bill, one filled with regret and sorrow. For example, there's a code hidden in one of the pages in the Barnes & Noble edition of the book. Yeah, if you didn't know, Barnes & Noble had an exclusive version of the Book of Bill which had additional content.
What? I didn't know that. That's crazy.
Something that none of us here at Theorist realized until we'd already gotten our copies off of Amazon.
That's wild. Dude, I can't believe that they're making like an interconnected cartoon multiverse. That's so fucking awesome. That's like your classic old school YouTube theory shit.
God for overnight shipping. Regardless, in the messages on your TV section in the Barnes & Noble edition, at the very bottom of the page, you'll notice a series of square color blocks. At first, I thought this was just a weird, glitchy effect to really drive home the analog nature of this page, with the scan lines and chromatic aberration and all the VHS goodness. But there's actually a pattern to these colors. Yeah, they correspond to letters of the alphabet, and if you decode the right order, it spells out the message, "He never sleeps, he never dreams, but somehow still he hears their screams."
Bro, it's an actual cipher. Hilarious. The Book of Bill has a cipher in it. Dude, that's crazy. See, this book was literally made for the fans. It was literally made for the fans. I feel like content that's created for the audience always succeeds in a way that shit that's made just to farm out generic bullshit is not. Like, you see, Sony just released Concord, or whatever it's called, the game that they spent $100 million on in 8 years of development, and it was complete dog shit, and they're literally closing the game 8 days after it released. Like, this is wild. Like, this is the type of thing that they're making for the audience that likes mysteries and treasure hunts.
This has to be about Bill. He isn't sleeping or dreaming, but he's still haunted by the screams of everyone he's killed. This is further driven home on the page covered in silly straws. There's a line of digits that all correspond with episodes of Gravity Falls and time codes within them.
No shot! That is such a good code!
And when the words spoken at these time codes are all strung together, we get this message.
Twisted out of shape after them kill
the ghosts
of his family
are haunting
him still.
If that was it.
Oh my fucking god, that's a crazy code. That's a crazy code. The ghosts of his family are still haunting him. Oh my god.
A bit hard to follow. It says, twisted out of shape after the kill, the ghosts of his family are haunting him still. The memory of his parents, his original homeworld, are still haunting Bill, even after all these trillions of years. Also, we actually learn the name of his parents through another code in this book, and this has to be one of the most creative ciphers that I've ever encountered in my time here at Theorist. On the codes page, despite Bill insisting that there are no codes in
this book has no codes.
This book, you'll notice a ring of letters carved into the tree here on this page.
Okay, alright. A, B, C, D, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V. Okay, it has all the letters.
That might seem a bit random at first, but these letters line up perfectly with something else in the book. All throughout the pages, sometimes there are coffee ring stains that are a perfect
oh my god!
size to fit inside this ring.
Bro.
Of letters. And there are gaps in the rings that line up with individual letters. And not only that, but there are other stains, little dots around the gaps that tell us the order of the letters here. If you spell out
bro! Because this has 1 dot, this has 2 dots, this has this has wait. This has 2 dots, this has 3 dots, this has 4 dots. So that's the order. That's the order of the letters. That is such a fucking crazy cool code.
Other stains, little dots around the gaps that tell us the order of the letters here. If you spell out all of the letters from the rings and put them in the correct order here, it makes a new message that reads, his dimension now deceased, Scalene and Euclid, rest in peace.
And that might be his parents, Scalene and Euclid. Bill's parents.
A scalene is a type of triangle with sides and angles of all different lengths and degrees, while Euclid was an ancient Greek mathematician with expertise in geometry. These are the names of Bill's parents, the ones that still haunt his dreams, the ones who he can still hear the screams.
Oh my god, and they find that code from the coffee rings? That is such a wild code! Oh my god, what a crazy detail.
That is so dark and so cool and one of the best puzzles I've ever encountered in a book like this.
That's a great fucking puzzle, holy shit. Dude, how'd the internet figure all this stuff out so quickly? God damn.
Seriously, a clap and a half for Alex here. But for as cool as that is, something's weird here, right? A lot of the codes in this book are written by Bill himself, and you can tell when they are. He has his own very specific way of speaking and his own rune cipher that is consistent for his character. But a lot of these, they don't sound like Bill, or they're talking about Bill.
Right, they say his parents are dead or whatever. His parents, his this, his that. You know?
No, someone else is writing codes in here, and there are a few options.
Could be the axolotl, I guess. That's sort of something. It could be, Ford, maybe?
And who it is might end up being very important if Bill is truly coming back through that bird. First option? Well, the clear and obvious choice would be the axolotl. He's already shown to
He is some sort of cosmic being. He is somehow more powerful than Bill, so that does make sense.
be more powerful than Bill, enough to put him in therapy, so maybe he's trying to help Bill work through some stuff here. But that's also the most obvious option and the most boring. The second and less obvious option? Well, it could be the people that he's possessed over the years. Yeah, for real, we learn in the book that Bill isn't alone inside of his head. At the bottom of the page about skin, there's
Free skin, found it on the sidewalk. It's yours now. Oh my god! Only Bill. Only fucking Bill. This guy. Oh my god. Maybe it's Time Baby. Who knows?
There's a section that gets cut off called Learning is Fun, but it's not what you'd expect. Instead of more factoids about skin, we're shown a cry for help from someone named Grebly Himberdrek of Zimtrex 5.
Which is obviously another planet that he possessed someone that's still somehow in his consciousness.
One of thousands of souls that Bill has consumed over the years. It's not entirely clear how this would happen, but I think it's a pretty safe guess to say that these souls Bill consumed were the people that he's made deals with. And now they're stuck inside of Bill's mind, where he plays Good Vibrations by Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch on loop forever. That's actor Mark Wahlberg's previous career, by the way. Yes, he was a rapper, really. This
Oh my god, that's crazy.
also tells me that Alex Hirsch and I have a very similar sense of humor, because I died laughing when I read this and immediately went and listened to the song. As a wise man once said, I want to get mine to get yours. I want to see sweat coming out your pores.
That is the worst fucking bar I've ever heard in my life. Mark Wahlberg lore. No one expected it, but here we are.
Regardless, we see here that one of these characters was able to take the wheel away from Bill enough to write this blurb. Perhaps they're also writing these secret codes and will help us fight
That's a good theory.
Bill when he comes back. Or maybe the fight will be way more personal, with option number 3, Bill's ex-girlfriend. All throughout the book, Bill makes a point to avoid any questions about his own romantic history. In the love section, he redacts a couple of lines before exclaiming that his ex-partners were not relevant because
ex-partners, not relevant! I don't have any!
I don't have any.
Bro, yeah, Andrew Tate over here.
Yeah, sure, Bill, sure. Later, while introducing his crew of hench maniacs, one of them is completely scribbled out in red marker with
not important! Obviously some sexy lady.
The big label saying, not important. If you look through the red marker, you can barely make out that this character's name is Jessie, and her art looks like she has a lot of eyes. Maybe 7 of them. If that doesn't mean anything to you, fair, but if you devoured Journal 3 when it released like we here at Theorists did, you'll recognize that this character looks and sounds a lot like a character known as the Oracle.
No way! They're so good at referencing these things!
This is a 7-eyed woman named Jesselbrom the Unswerving, a name that could easily be shortened to Jessie, a character that Bill clearly doesn't want us to think about because she is his ex-girlfriend.
Damn, okay.
That would explain why Jessie didn't show up in Weirdmageddon if she and Bill broke up on bad terms and
didn't invite her when he came to take over the world. Classic toxic ex.
So that Bill wants to scrub her out of his own history? Yeah, she wouldn't want to show up for that. Maybe she's the one who is writing these codes about Bill's regrets, something that she would know as his ex-partner, trying to help us find a way to beat him in the future. To me, that is the most exciting option. Jessie coming back and trying to help defeat her evil ex once and for all. But we'll just have to wait.
Can he stop calling my boy evil? Okay, he's not evil. He's just misunderstood. He wants to free you. You cannot comprehend, okay? Oh, God.
And see. So, yeah, all in all, that's the story.
It's a banger. Banger video. Banger book of Bill. Holy shit. I'm so happy we did this lore drive. This lore dive. Goddamn, there's so fucking much here.
The code's hidden in the book of Bill. It's a lot, and there are puzzles and ciphers here that go even deeper, and weird choices that might not make a lot of sense if you read this book with zero context.
Take Bill's deal.
Like, for real, I mentioned this earlier, but there are just straight up several pages ripped from The Great Gatsby republished in here. Strange, right?
Dude, my guy over here with like a whiteout.
Right? Well, there was a reason for that. One that starts us down a whole new rabbit hole.
Oh?
Let me explain. After we accept Bill's offer at the beginning of the book, it sort of resets, and we're given a new cover and a new page full of all the publishing information of the book. All of this information is now themed around Bill.
Editor, Bill Cipher. Designer, Bill Cipher. Illustrator, Bill Cipher. Published by Bill Cipher Press, an impress of Bill Cipher books.
And at the bottom of the page, we're encouraged
You call that a cover? What is this, amateur hour? I could do so much better than that.
to visit thisisnotawebsite.com.
That's a real...
If you did that early on, like right after the book was released, you were asked for a password.
Oh my
What
God.
was this password? Well, early on in the book, we're given the one true intelligence test, and one of the puzzles just looked like a bunch of random lines and squiggles. And if you look physically at this image at an extreme angle, the lines form into words and gives you this message.
Bro! Dude, you gave Give the internet anything and they will cook! Dude, the internet can freaking cook sometimes. Holy shit. Need a password? Fine, I'll talk.
Need a password? Fine, I'll talk. It's the name of the eyeball dock.
Oh my god, and you keep twisting it to different angles and you can see it.
And guess what? The pages of The Great Gatsby talk about the eyeball doctor, T.J. Eckelberg. Type T.J. Eckelberg into the website and bam, a whole new world is opened up for us to explore.
Bro, holy fucking shit. See, this is how you fucking market a product. This is how you introduce a world to an audience.
Now, this theory is already long. I wish we could dive into this whole new part of the ARG today, but we just don't have time. I can, literally hear our editors angry at me because this video is already longer than 20 minutes. But this is me promising you right now that we are going to do a second theory all about thisisnotawebsite.com as soon as we can. And just like the Book of Bill tells us so much about the future story of the Gravity Falls universe, I think this ARG is telling us exactly how Alex Hirsch and Disney are planning on doing it. So
Disney, piece of shit. Yeah, Disney is really putting all the love into this product. We see how much they love Snow White and the Acolyte. So yeah, you can see how much love Disney's putting into this product. Can we please take all credit away from Disney and give it literally all to my boy Alex here?
Please subscribe for that theory coming.
Yeah, holy shit. 10,000 likes and I'll do a deep dive on that theory as well. I'll react to that too. Instead of actually just watching it on my own time on the toilet like I tend to do for most of my entertainment these days. So, you let me know about that. But god damn, this was a banger. Holy shit. Book of Bill, they cooked.
Really soon because it's gonna be weird, y'all. But until then, remember that it's all just a theory. A film theory. Nice. And cut.
Stay weird, fam, I guess. That was crazy. If you made it to the end, click one of these two videos, which also will definitely get me canceled. See you live on King. Stay weird, fam.